Assalamu alaikum fourth graders. Today we are going to continue our lesson how are animals classified, the second part. Now you have all these animals. We have to cross out the animals that have a vertebral column. First of all, we have to cross the lizard, we have to cross the elephant, we have to cross the fish, we have to cross the bird, because all these animals have a vertebral column while the others don't have a vertebral column. We took before that animals are classified into two main groups, those with a vertebral column or skeleton and those without a vertebral column or skeleton. As you saw in the previous slide, there are animals with a vertebral column and animals without a vertebral column. Animals with a vertebral column, we agreed that they are called vertebrates. So animals with a vertebral column are called vertebrates, and we took some groups of them which are fish, birds and mammals. So these groups are animals with a vertebral column. Today we are going to talk about animals without a vertebral column. We are going to define these animals and mention the groups that belong to this large group or to this main group of animals that don't have a vertebral column. Now, animals without a vertebral column are called invertebrates. So, animals that don't have a vertebral column or a backbone or a skeleton, they are called invertebrates. There are many groups of invertebrates, but we are going to talk about some groups of them, which are worms, mollusks, and arthropods. So there are many groups of invertebrates, but we are going to talk about some of them, which are worms, mollusks, and arthropods. First, we are going to talk about worms. Worms have no vertebral column. They are invertebrates. They are animals with long, soft bodies and no legs. They live in wet or damp places. As you see in this figure and this one, they have no vertebral column. They have long and soft bodies. They don't have legs, and they live in wet or damp places. So again, worms are invertebrates because they don't have a vertebral column. They are animals with long, soft bodies and no legs. They live in wet or damp places. The second group of invertebrates that we are going to talk about is mollusks. Mollusks, they are invertebrates because they have no vertebral column. They are animals with soft bodies. The examples, snails, these are the snails as you see, the clams, the slugs, the squids, and the octopus. So again, mollusks are also invertebrates because they have no vertebral column. They are animals with soft bodies like snails, slugs, octopuses, squids, and clams. These are all mollusks, which are invertebrates because they have no vertebral column. The last group of invertebrates that we are going to talk about are arthropods. Arthropods include insects, spiders, lobsters, and crabs. Arthropods have a hard covering outside their body which is called exoskeleton. They have jointed legs. They have no vertebral column. Look at these pictures. As you notice here, these are arthropods. The first picture is spiders, the second crab, we have in the third one and the fourth one insects, and we have the lobsters, the last picture. As you notice, they have a hard covering outside their body that is called exoskeleton. They have jointed legs. And for sure they are invertebrates because they have no vertebral column. So again, arthropods include insects, spiders, lobsters, and the crabs. They are invertebrates because they have no vertebral column. They have a hard covering outside their body which is called exoskeleton, and they have jointed legs. Again, invertebrates are animals with no backbone or no vertebral column. There are many groups of invertebrates, but we are going to talk about the three of them: worms, mollusks, and arthropods. Worms, as we mentioned before, they have long and soft bodies with no legs. They live in wet and damp places. Mollusks, they have soft bodies like snails, slugs, squids, octopuses, and clams. Arthropods, which include insects, spiders, lobsters, and crabs, they have a hard covering outside their body, which is called exoskeleton, and they have jointed legs.